Former Calgary Stampeders who played alongside Anthony McClanahan reacted with shock and sadness to news of the tragic circumstances surrounding the former linebacker. Police say McClanahan is the prime suspect in the stabbing death of his 28-year-old wife, Carrie, early Thursday morning and is being held in a jail in Park City, Utah, without bail. Charges have not been laid. McClanahan faces unrelated child kidnapping charges after allegedly taking his 8-year-old son from a previous relationship from an Arizona school without permission and driving him to Las Vegas and then Utah last month. It's all a terrible turn for the player-turned-personal trainer who sprinkled in plenty of charity work throughout his career. To me, it's shocking because you never think you're going to know somebody that's part of any of that, said Jay McNeil, who was a Stampeders offensive lineman when McClanahan played in Calgary from 199,598. But he was different, dude. McNeil said he saw two sides of McClanahan. In front of crowds, I disagreed with how he conducted himself, said McNeil of the bombastic lineman who craved the spotlight. But when you spoke with him on an individual basis, I found him to be very engaging and was good to talk to. It was a weird dichotomy. I didn't believe everything that came out of his mouth. I think it was all just to get attention and creating this sort of image. He just wanted the limelight, however that came. His desire to be the Dennis Rodman of the CFL, complete with dyed hair, didn't bother Stu Laird. He was very flamboyant, gregarious, outgoing and a tremendous athlete, said Laird of the 46-year-old, who also dabbled as a Stampede wrestler in Calgary before neck surgery essentially ended his career. It's pretty sad. My first reaction was shock and then sadness. We don't know the details and the ultimate outcome of his guilt or innocence, but I'm just sad for the young woman who lost her life and those young children of hers. If he's convicted of anything, that'll be very tough for his 8-year-old son, too. Bruce Covern's thoughts also revolve largely around the family involved. That's where my concern lies. It's just a horrible situation, said Covington, who said as recently as 4 years ago McClanahan asked him to attend his youth football camp as a coach. I was really surprised to read that headline. He wasn't a bad guy, just wired differently. He just liked attention. He was always up to something. Current Stamps head coach Dave Dickinson was one of several former teammates of McClanahan's who declined comment on the embattled American, citing the fact it has been 2 decades since their last interaction with him. Others choose their words carefully as they didn't want to throw a teammate under the bus, even 19 years later. He played with passion and what you see is what you get with him, said Sreko Zizakovic of the Stamps Rookie of the Year in 1995, shortly after being a training camp cut of the NFL's Dallas Cowboys. I'm fairly shocked. At the end of the day, I learned a long time ago most of my teammates are just acquaintances and you can't predict what anybody is going to say or do. We're all just humans. Former Stampeders VP of Marketing and Communication Ron Rook said McClanahan was always the first to put up his hand to help around the community and the colorful NCAA Washington State Cougar star certainly never turned down a media request. He was a character, definitely a fan favorite, said Rook, whose oldest son is wearing a McClanahan jersey in a picture with the Grey Cup the Stamps won in 1998. I'm shocked and disappointed. The sad thing is the story is very frightening. Someone lost their life, and 2 kids lost their mother.